Torah Lamed Dalet, in the 8th part, in the middle, almost in the middle of that part. ומקבלין דן מדן, כמו שכתוב, ומקבלין דן מדן, and like that it's written, we receive one from each other. כי בזה הבחינה, because in that aspect, שיש בחברו יותר ממנו, that friend's got more than he's got, זאת הבחינה ובחינת נקודה. That aspect is an aspect of dot. ושם בנקודה הזאת, and over there in that dot, שורה האהבה נקרא כהן. In that place, the love that calls Kohen is atoning, what? Atoning. והנקודה הזאת, and that dot, הוא בחינת צדיק לגבי חברו, is an aspect of a righteous man, corresponding to his friend, according to his friend. והנקודה הזאת מאיר ללב חברו, and that dot is illuminating to the heart of his friend הנקרא ו', that calls ו'. וכל הנקודות הללו, and all of those dots, היינו הנקודה הנקרא פי ידבר חוכמות, that dot that calls my mouth gonna speak wisdoms, וגם הנקודה, and also that dot, שיש בכל אחד מה שאין בחברו, that everyone's got something inside of him that his friend doesn't have it, הם ענפים להצדיק, all of those are branches to the righteous man. שהוא נקודה כלליות של כל ישראל, that he is a general dot of all of עם ישראל, שהכל צריכים לקבל מתחילה מהצדיק, that everyone, ideally, they should receive, first of all, from the righteous man. ואחר כך, and after it, יקבלו דן מן דן, they're going to receive one from each other. וכל אחד יקבל מיניה ובה, and everyone going to receive from himself also. What it means going to receive from himself means indeed bodedut. Indeed bodedut, he's talking to himself. And he's receiving, yes. Yeshuv adat, it's something that a man is doing with himself. He's thinking, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? First of all, you're talking to yourself. ועל ידי שלושה בחינות אלו, and by those three aspects, נתבטל החרפות, היינו עורלת הלב, היינו אהבות רעות. The man is cancelling the insultings, the disgrace, the covering of the heart, means all kind of lusts and desires. I thought about it yesterday night. The word Eretz, land, Eretz Israel, is coming from the word Ratzon. Eretz milshon ertze. I'm going to want. Eretz Israel, it's the place that people should want to go back to. People that doesn't have the will to come to Eretz Israel, they cannot come to Eretz Israel. This is why Rav Shalom said once that now that the gates are open, that the door is open, all of the ways are open to come to Eretz Israel, there is a huge complaint that hangs in the air. Why you're not coming? There is only one answer. We don't want to. People don't want to come to Eretz Israel. To come to Eretz Israel, it depends in the will. Eretz asher enei Hashem Elokecha ba mireshit hashana ad achrit shana. It's a land that Hashem is looking, observing on that land from the beginning of the year until the end of the year. But from that we can learn that Eretz, it's also teaching us about artziyut, about our physical side of our being, on our bodies. This is the artziyut. So artziyut, it's also contained the word will. Also means that when a man conquers his body to avodat Hashem, so also his body wants to serve Hashem. Also his body supports the avodat Hashem. And he doesn't need to convince himself to wake up in the morning. He doesn't need to convince himself to sit and learn Torah. He doesn't have to force his body to do nothing. This is only this is the beginning. This is how we're starting the avodat Hashem, that we have to train our body. But after that, a man is working from the powers of his neshama, so also his artziyut, also his physical body, he wants to serve Hashem Yitbarach. This is what it's written, Shalom ba'atzamav. A man receives peace into his organs, into all of his body. I believe that Hashem is opening for us, for each and every one of us, gates that never been revealed, never been opened ever before. And it's all because of the merit of all of the real tzaddikim and all of Am Yisrael through the generations. It's not that we were worthy, it's not that we're so special. We're regular people, just it's the time. The time came that Borei Olam is removing that curtain. This is it. He decided to smile to Am Yisrael finally. Decided to come back to Eretz Yisrael. He decided that Am Yisrael is going to have the merit to come back to Kedusha, to Torah, to Tefillah. Rabbi Brody is a Baal Tshuva. Rav Shalom Arush is a Baal Tshuva. On me you can see. It's not a doubt. Don't have no doubt about it. It's a huge secret. Even though that we're so far from a lot of subjects, of issues of the Torah, even though we have something inside of ourselves, inside, deep inside, that no one else have it. No one else have what that we have. The power to bring people to want to serve Hashem Yitbarach, it belongs to us. Borei Olam gave it to Rabbeinu, and Rabbeinu HaKadosh given it to his loyal students. And this is it. You can bring life into a dry wood, into a dead man. You can revive the dead. You can wake up a dead man just by saying to him, Rabbeinu loves you, Hashem loves you, still have hope, don't give up. Just to smile to him. By the power, by the merit of Rabbeinu HaKadosh, I don't have a doubt, a tiny doubt about it, that we're bringing the salvation, we're bringing the revolution to the world. I don't have a doubt about it. Every one of you should scream, should beg, should cry, please Ribono Shel Olam, keep me inside that Noach Ark. Please, please. Let me stay here. Let me help as much as I can. Let me donate as much as I can. Let me stay, Ribono Shel Olam. Please. To beg. It's a point of truth. None of us have the merit to be here. It's beyond logic. It's beyond nature. It's not a natural thing. It's not an obvious thing that we're going to sit and learn Torah, that we're going to be in a holy place like this, that words of Borei Olam, you can hear Borei Olam speaks in this building. Borei Olam is revealing His will to Am Yisrael and saying to Am Yisrael, I love you. We don't have the merit, we don't have the vessels to receive prophecy, to have divine spirit, to hear words of Hashem Yitbarach. This is why we have to have Talmidei Chachamim, to have Chachamim that are going to teach us. But when you listen to the Chacham, you have to understand, like Rabbeinu is explaining the verse, Lecha amar libi bakshu panai tamid. The heart is a messenger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to talk to the man. So the thoughts of the heart, Hirurei libo, it's actually the words of Hashem Yitbarach to the man. So if you have a heart, you can hear Hashem. If you don't have a heart, you have an empty space. You hear nonsense all of the time. You have nonsense. You hear noise inside. But if a man has got a heart, so immediately he hears Hashem. And if someone with a heart means someone that is totally clean, that is dedicating his life for Am Yisrael, he's talking from his heart, so you hear Hashem speaks. You hear Hashem talking to you. And it's better to you to hear it from your rabbi than to hear it from Hashem. When Borei Olam talked to Am Yisrael died. And then he revived them and talked to them again, and they died second time. And then he revived them third time. And then they came to Moshe Rabbeinu, please Moshe, say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that you're going to talk to us. He's going to talk to you and you're going to talk to us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu praised Am Yisrael on that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu on Am Yisrael, Mi iten ve'aya libam ze elai lir'a oti kol hayamim. I wish that they're going to have that heart, to have faith, to feel for me all of their life, forever. What it means. Isn't it better to talk to Hashem, straight to Hashem, than to talk through a messenger? The truth is that when you're crowning, when you're bringing yourself to a place that you realize there is someone that is somewhere else, there is someone that is higher than me, that is in places that I cannot reach, and you're humiliating yourself, you're bringing yourself to that place that you are surrendering yourself. You're accepting His advice, His wisdom, you're crowning Him. You let Him run your life, you let Him lead you. You're following His commandments, His advice, His wisdom. You're meshamesh oto day and night. You're walking with the Rav, you live with the Rav. Inside of your house, inside of your food, inside of your bed, inside of the mikveh, inside of your limud Torah, inside of your hitbodeduyot. You're bonding yourself to the real righteous people of the generation, and then also to the righteous people that are not longer with us physically. And you're connecting yourself to them. This is the pipe that through that pipe you're connecting yourself to Ribono Shel Olam. משה קיבל תורה מסיני ומסרה ליהושע ויהושע לזקנים וזקנים לנביאים ונביאים מסרה לכנסת הגדולה, and there is no other way except of connecting yourself, linking yourself to that chain. If you're not doing that, you're an outsider, means you're in the space, you're flying somewhere. You're not here. You're not part of Judaism. Part of Judaism is to have a rabbi. To have a rabbi that you believe in him, and on that you need to scream to Hashem Yitbarach, to pray that I'm going to find the right Rebbe, that I'm going to find someone that's going to illuminate my life, that he's righteous, that he's pure, that he's all truth, that kulo zera emet, that every word that he's saying is truth, and on that we need to scream and to beg. And even if you think that you found, you don't know him. You don't know nothing about him. You can see him eat, you can see him drink, you can see him drive, and you don't know who is he at all, at all. You don't know. On that you need to cry. And we need to force ourselves to pray on those important things. And finally Hashem Yitbarach is opening doors for each and every one of us. Amazing things. That no one never had those things before. Because that it's time. Because that the generations were suffering enough. And they suffered enough. And they were praying enough. And this is it. Now all of the treasures are coming down. All of that simplicity that Hashem was here, always. I learned yesterday a few lines from the Rebbe Migur, from the Imre Emet, from Rabbi Avram Mordechai Migur, to tell you that it opened my heart. I don't know what to say. It changed my life. 2.5 lines. Rabbi Migur said that it's written on Yosef Tzaddik that he was tying Shimon in front of the eyes of the other brothers. And Rashi is explaining over there that he was doing it only in front of them. But actually immediately when they went away, so he set him free. He was just tying Shimon that the brothers gonna think that Yosef, that the king caught him and he's a prisoner. But actually he was doing it only in front of their eyes. This is what the Rashi is explaining over there. So the Rabbi Migur is saying the Imre Emet. Imre Emet, it's words of truth. This is how he named his book. Words of truth. He said that this is what is going to be revealed in the future to come. That this is what the Rashi is coming to tell us, to hint us. That finally, after the salvation, we're going to realize that everything that happened with us until now, it was only in front of their eyes. Only to the people that lived here in this world that they're going to think that there were judgments, that there were difficulties. But actually, it was all good from the beginning. It was Yosef HaTzadik, and it was Shimon. He never caught him. Borei Olam also never caught us. Borei Olam never put us in no difficulty at all. Like Rav Shalom said a few weeks ago, and I told you that how can I tell you that you're not suffering? A man is coming to a Rav and he's got so many difficulties and he's suffering so much and he's got so many issues. And the Rav wants to tell him, no, you're not suffering. Just you don't have that. Just you don't understand that it's Hashem doing it all to you. It's not that you're suffering and that suffering is coming from Hashem. You're not suffering. You're just stupid. You think that you're suffering. You're punishing yourself. You're chasing after yourself. You're convincing yourself that it's bad for you. You're taking Lashon Hara and you're walking, crossing the desert with that Lashon Hara like it's Torah leMoshe Sinai. Instead of dropping all of the nonsense and concentrating in one pure, one real thing. There is Hashem. And nothing else, nothing else. No Chidushei Torah, and no Pilpulei Torah, and no Gmarot, and no verses, and no from the Chumash, and from the Navi, and from this, and not to connect between the Parashat HaShavua to the Haftarah. It's all nonsense. If you forget the main purpose, that we're here to know Hashem, begin to know Him, to understand Hashem, what it means to understand Hashem, to know one thing, that Hashem means kindness and Elokim means judgments. Hashem and His name Elokim is one. This is it. Hashem Hu Elokim. This is it. Hashem Echad U'Shmo Echad. Hashem is one. To come to that understanding, we have to fall and to fail and to I don't know what, whatever. And it's all on the account of Hashem. Hashem is paying. And Hashem is accepting it. All of the disgrace and all of the shames and insultings, Hashem is suffering them. Bottom line, the only one that is losing here is Hashem. We're just gaining. Hashem Yitbarach. He hides himself and he's sitting quiet and he's not talking and he's not revealing himself and he is in exile. Hashem Yitbarach. And he's doing all of that out of his loving kindness to us. And for us, it's not a long story to achieve those huge levels. It all depends on the will. Like Rav Shalom told us. For him, the tshuva process was 1.5 years to do complete tshuva. Why? Like Rabbi Brody said, because if you put the effort of Rav Shalom, you're going to achieve what the Rav Shalom achieved. Means that in that 1.5 years, he gave everything that he had, dedicated every power that he found inside of himself to Avodat Hashem, committed himself to Avodat Hashem. Suddenly he was there. He opened his eyes and he was there. Each and every one of us have that opportunity. And Eliyahu Hanavi in Tana Debi Eliyahu is saying, Me'id ani alai shamayim va'aretz. I'm bringing heaven and earth to testify, to be witness. If that man is a man or a woman, if he's a slave or a free man, if he's a Jew or if he's a non-Jew, all depends in his effort that the divine spirit gonna hover on him, that he's gonna be worthy vessel to contain divine spirit. A Jew, a non-Jew, a slave, a ben chorin, a free man, a woman. It all depends on the effort. How much effort you put in Avodat Hashem. What's Avodat Hashem? To know Hashem. How much you're ready to know that it's all Hashem. How much you're brave to admit that it's all Hashem. The hardest thing of them all is to admit that even when you're failing, when you're hurting someone else, it's also Hashem. Even when you're doing something wrong to someone else, don't chase after yourself. Thank you very much. Chazak u'baruch.